and 2021 Morgan graduates. On this day, we celebrate the accomplishments of those Morgan State University students who have fully completed all requirements for the degrees they will receive this afternoon. Today, the university will ceremonially confer doctoral and master's degrees upon the magnificent Morgan State University classes of 2020 and 2021. Throughout the university's more than 150 years of existence, Morgan has prepared students to become future leaders and maintained its position as a world-class institution. To date, more than 55,000 degrees have been awarded, and Morgan alumni can be found around the globe. This afternoon, we solicit your cooperation in helping to sustain the dignity and solemnity of this joyous and historic occasion. We respectfully request that you refrain from engaging in conversation, silence all mobile devices, and that you do as little moving about as possible while the commencement exercises are in progress. We also request your cooperation with ushers and security personnel who are responsible for maintaining the order and decorum appropriate for this occasion, and that you make no attempt to access the Hughes Stadium field and the staging areas, which are reserved for graduates and the faculty of the university. Only authorized members of the media and the working press and officially authorized photographers are permitted in these areas with graduates and faculty. The graduation exercise that you're about to witness is the formal university commencement ceremony. At this ceremony, the Board of Regents and officers of the university will acknowledge the completion of the degree requirements by each individual graduate assembled here today. In 2017, Morgan State University celebrated its sesquicentennial anniversary, highlighting the integral role the university has played in the higher education system of Baltimore City, the state of Maryland, and the nation. Throughout its history, Morgan has served its community with pride and distinction, while ensuring that the doors of higher education are opened as wide as possible to as many as possible. Morgan serves approximately 8,000 students from the United States and more than 40 countries in a comprehensive range of more than 100 programs that progress toward the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. It was in 1976 when the General Assembly of Maryland passed legislation assigning Morgan its mission as a doctoral granting research institution. Before the end of the decade, the university had established its first doctoral programs. And since the mid-1990s, the university has greatly expanded its offerings of highly sought-after doctoral programs. Morgan State University is Maryland's largest historically black college or university and is among a handful of HBCUs nationally to be classified as doctoral research universities by the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching. In 2019, the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education elevated Morgan from a moderate research classification of R3, a ranking it's held since 2006, to an elevated classification of R2, a status reserved for doctoral universities with high research activity. Morgan is also designated as Maryland's preeminent public urban research university as the result of legislation signed into law by Governor Larry Hogan in 2017. As America reaches for new heights in educational achievement and innovation, Morgan State University has heeded the call to action in preparing the scholars and visionaries of tomorrow. Morgan State University is a national leader among traditional campuses in meeting the national need for productivity in the fields of science, technology, engineering, mathematics, communications, and business. Nearly 17% of Morgan alumni are employed in the STEM fields versus 11% for all Maryland schools. And Morgan alumni working in Maryland can earn an aggregate of $558 million per year as the result of their Morgan degree. Morgan State University is ranked first in the United States in awarding African Americans baccalaureate degrees in construction management, electrical engineering, and strategic communication, master's degrees in bioinformatics, and doctoral degrees in community college leadership, engineering, and history. In the fields of health education, architecture, civil engineering, industrial engineering, urban transportation, social work, and public health, Morgan ranks among the top 5 institutions nationwide. The university also leads all historically black colleges and universities in the United States in the production of Fulbright scholars at 149 in 44 countries around the globe. In the state of Maryland, Morgan is an invaluable asset to the educational goals and professional demands of its citizens. Notably, students earning the baccalaureate degree at Morgan are more likely to enter graduate school than any other institution in the state, as Morgan exceeds the state average of graduates continuing to pursue advanced degrees. In addition, Morgan contributes $1.1 billion a year to Maryland's economy, including generating $640 million within Baltimore City itself. Morgan's impact is manifested in 7 key areas: operations, capital investments, student and visitor spending, wage premium, commitment to community, research, innovation, and economic opportunities to local and diverse populations. Annually, the university is recognized by national publications and organizations. Morgan was named as one of the best colleges in Maryland, a top-ranked MSN nursing program, a gold status military-friendly school, a top-ranked equity and inclusion college, one of the best universities for African Americans, Hispanics, and women, a best value MBA program, a top-ranked master's in science education degree programs, best certificate options in master's and sociology degree programs, best graduate program in electrical engineering, and a voter-friendly campus. A historic and momentous move to preserve the rich cultural legacy of Morgan's campus culminated in the spring of 2016. The National Trust for Historic Preservation named Morgan State University as a national treasure. This designation by the nation's leading preservation organization recognizes the university's historic significance as an HBCU and its status as a compelling example of the challenges that colleges across the country face in stewarding their historic buildings while redeveloping their historic campuses. Together, Morgan and the National Trust have partnered to develop a preservation plan that stewards the many historic buildings on campus while planning wisely for the university's future. Over the past decade, the university has committed more than $271 million in capital investments on the campus to build Morgan's Business Center, Martin D. Jenkins Hall, and the Calvin and Tina Tyler Hall for Student Services. Named in honor of alumnus and philanthropist Calvin E. Tyler Jr. and his wife Tina, whose $20 million endowment made the Tylers the largest private donation from an alumnus in university history, and is among the largest contributions of any kind to any HBCU nationwide. The $88 million state-of-the-art Calvin and Tina Tyler Hall is located at the corner of Hillen Road and East Cold Spring Lane, and it houses nearly 20 student support programs, including records of registration, financial aid, student services, and the new bursar's office. Morgan's momentous expansion and development continues with the recent groundbreaking of Morgan's new Health and Human Services building, a state-of-the-art facility with modern classrooms, labs, demonstration, office and community spaces for the School of Community Health and Policy, and including a public health, pre-professional physical therapy, nutritional sciences, and prevention sciences research center. The School of Social Work, the Medical Technology Program, the Department of Family and Consumer Sciences, and the University Counseling Center. Located at the northeast corner of Argyle Drive and Hillen Road, across from the recently developed West Campus, will form the southern gateway to our campus. Campus visitors and passersby may also witness further development as the national treasure, as Morgan has begun construction of new, modern apartment-style residence facilities that will be located on Morgan's South Campus, adjacent to the site of the Thurgood Marshall apartment complex. Meeting the university's need for increased student residential housing, the new Thurgood Marshall Residence Hall will provide 660 beds and dining to accommodate Morgan's growing new and returning student population. The projected completion date for the new residence hall is fall 2022. Some of the students you will see receiving their degrees this afternoon are here only through the existence of the Morgan State University Foundation. It is the mission of the foundation to raise money to support deserving students and programs at the university. From grants as small as book scholarships to providing last dollar financing, the Morgan State University Foundation is, for many of our students, the gateway to educational opportunity. The mission of the Morgan State University Foundation has not yet been achieved. That is, to ensure that no deserving student who seeks a quality education be turned away. Your help is essential. Please visit www.givetomorgan.org. Your gift can make a difference in helping Morgan do what it is set out to do and has done for more than 150 years, turning students into scholars and scholars into leaders. The College of Liberal Arts is the largest academic division at the university, consisting of 11 academic departments and several academic support units, offering 14 undergraduate degree programs, 11 master's degree programs, and 3 doctoral programs. The Dean of the College of Liberal Arts is Dr. Mbare Ngo. Our School of Architecture and Planning plays a major role in the revitalization of communities in Baltimore City, the state of Maryland, and neighboring states. It lends credibility to the university's commitment to improving the environment in which we all live. The school emphasizes the importance of building green as a part of its mission and instruction. Morgan State University is one of only 2 public institutions in Maryland that houses a School of Architecture and Planning, and it is the only historically black college or university offering programs in architecture, landscape architecture, and city and regional planning. During the fall of 2016, the School of Architecture began offering a new post-baccalaureate certificate in sustainable urban communities as a part of its graduate program in architecture, and is the only school to offer a degree in interior design. Dr. Marianne Akers is the Dean of the School of Architecture and Planning. The first Morgan degree in business administration was awarded in 1945. The Earl G. Graves School of Business and Management became his school in 1975 and is named after the great alumnus, celebrated businessman, and founding publisher of Black Enterprise magazine, Earl G. Graves, Sr. The school's mission is to pursue excellence in providing a high-quality management education for a diverse population and to be recognized as one of the leading schools of business in the Mid-Atlantic region. The Dean of the Earl G. Graves School of Business and Management is Dr. Fikru Bogosian. And now, ladies and gentlemen, entering the field is the university's platform party. Dr. Milford A. Jeremiah, Chief Marshal of the Morgan State University, is leading the platform party. Dr. Jeremiah is serving in a continuation of this prestigious role that he has held as Morgan's long-standing Chief Marshal. The Associate Marshals include Mrs. Joyce Brown, Dr. Edwin T. Johnson, Dr. Tiffany Beth Nfume, and Mrs. Nina Nash. The platform party includes leaders of the university community, the president of the Morgan State University Alumni Association, special guests, the Chief of Staff to the President, the Morgan State University Board of Regents, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Lesia Crumpton-Young, and of course, the President of Morgan State University, Dr. David K. Wilson.
Good afternoon. Thanks to Mr. Melvin Miles and the members of the Morgan State University Band for the pre-recorded processional music. Good afternoon again, and welcome to the second segment of the Spring 2021 Commencement exercises at Morgan State University. This afternoon, we will honor the Spring 2020, Fall 2020, and the Spring 2021 graduates of the School of Graduate Studies. We are so very pleased to have all of you with us this afternoon to take part in Morgan's 144th spring graduation ceremonies and our 4th graduation ceremonies for the School of Graduate Studies. We welcome you and we thank you for joining us today to salute the ladies and gentlemen who are receiving doctoral degrees and master's degrees from our beloved national treasure, Morgan State University. And so we ask everyone to remain standing for the invocation and the singing of Lift Every Voice. The invocation will be delivered via video by Reverend Dr. Bernard Kills, Dean of the University Memorial Chapel, and will be followed by the singing of the Negro National Anthem led by Miss Anitra McKinney, soprano, from the world-famous Morgan State University Choir. Reverend Dr. Kills. We're waiting for the teeing up of the video with the volume. And so apparently we are having some difficulty with that. You will hear from Reverend Dr. Bernard Kills later on in the program. And so we're going to move to the singing of the Negro National Anthem by Miss Anitra McKinney.
March with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Soprano, Miss Anitra McKinney. Thank you very much, Ms. McKinney. You may be seated. Joining us today are several members of the Morgan State University Board of Regents. I'm going to ask each of them to stand as I introduce them. First, we have with us the Vice Chair of our board, Regent General Larry Ellis. We also have with us Regent Stanley Wakama, who is our student regent on the Board of Regents. And we have with us Regent Carl Turnipseed. And we will have Regent Dr. Shirley Malcolm, who will be joining us momentarily. And so now it gives me great pleasure to present to you the Vice Chair of the Morgan State University Board of Regents, Regent General Larry Ellis, who will bring greetings on behalf of the board. Regent General Ellis.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. And thank you for your continued leadership of this great institution. To our distinguished guests, faculty, staff, students, and loved ones, welcome to this special commencement ceremony. It is my privilege on behalf of the Morgan State University Board of Regents to bring you greetings on this special occasion. As we close out another successful academic year, despite the many challenges due to the unprecedented global pandemic, it is an honor to officially send forth another class of Morgan graduates. We are also pleased and we are fortunate to have a number of parents and family members join us in recognizing your outstanding achievements. It is only fitting that they are here today, as Morgan commencements are truly a family affair. So welcome to all of our family members. On this joyous occasion, we will recognize 2 graduate school classes for school year 2020 and school year 2021. We will get to make good on a promise and to bestow a special Morgan Rite of Passage to our school year 2020 graduate degree recipients. The class of 2020 was not able to participate in our time-honored traditions due to the pandemic. Many of you left Morgan in 2020 and have already moved on to the next stage in your lives. But we did not want to deprive you of this experience or the opportunity to graduate before your family and friends who supported you along the way. Morgan just could not leave that page of your achievement blank within our history book. So today we assemble in your honor, leaving more than just an asterisk in the history book, but a note with that asterisk indicating global pandemic graduation exercise held on this date, 2021, as an indelible record of the occasion for you to reflect upon in the years to come. And for this year's graduate school graduates, you too can have a pandemic story to tell. Yes, you too toiled through the great pandemic, but on this day, 14 May 2021, you participated in the Morgan time-honored traditional graduation ceremony. So for you, today is only a beginning. The noted author Susan Gale once proclaimed, and I quote, "The longer you have to wait for something, the more you will appreciate it when it finally arrives. The harder you have to fight for something, the more priceless it will become once you achieve it. And the more pain you have to endure on your journey, the sweeter the arrival at your destination." End quote. So yes, how sweet it is that we are able to assemble here together, all of our collective patience culminating on this moment today. Morganites, make no mistake about it, this is an achievement and you deserve to be recognized. I trust that by now you have figured out that Morgan is a special place. It holds a special meaning for me personally. It has been some 52 years since my days as a student on this campus, and still today, I can recall how much it meant to me to complete the task and earn my degree before moving on to a career in the military. Often I reflect on how my Morgan professors challenged me as an individual. They challenged my way of thinking. They even challenged my resolve. But once you leave these hallowed grounds, the world out there will appear to be much, much larger. Morgan prepared me well. Morgan provided me the tools to go on into the larger world and embrace a new reality. In my case, that new reality was in a combat zone in Vietnam. What will be your new reality, and how will you embrace it? As President Wilson constantly reaffirms, the threads that run through everything we do here at Morgan is linked to the common core of growing the future and leading the world. That's just what Morgan does. We grow and produce leaders. In my capacity as a member of Morgan's Board of Regents, I've had a broad view of the transformation that has taken place here on this campus, particularly in the last decade or so. I am not just referring to the magnificent new facilities that have been erected or the construction that always seems to be underway, because there's plenty of that. I'm referring to the transformation of how Morgan views itself and the role it plays within the larger higher education landscape. And more importantly, in how Morgan views its students. You, the students, are our greatest assets. It is through your achievements, it is what you are able to accomplish with the education that you've received, that this university is able to get a positive return on our investment. Simply put, you graduates are a huge part of our progress here at Morgan State University. As you cross the stage today, and many of you will be robed, and finally bring to completion your journey here at Morgan, please do so knowing that you've made good on your promise. The promise of your high school counselors and teachers, the promise made to your parents and family, the promise to your professors and advisors, and most importantly, the promise made to yourselves. You earned this moment for all of your hard work, all of the obstacles you've overcome, the relentless study, and your commitment to a rigorous coursework and research programs. The degree that you have earned will represent many things in your lives. Let it serve as a symbol of your academic excellence and a reminder of lessons learned. Let it be a key to unlock doors yet to be discovered. Let it forever raise positive memories and inspire you to think fondly upon our fair Morgan. Move forward with a purpose. Graduates, we, the Board of Regents, salute you. The members of the class of 2020 and 2021, again, congratulations, good luck, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Regent General Larry Ellis, for those incredible remarks. As I was sitting there, you said, I had a career in the military, and I want the audience and our about-to-be graduated master's and doctoral students to know that Regent General Ellis didn't just have a career in the military. He had an extraordinary, historic career in the military, rising to the level of 4-star general and becoming a member of the elite group of 4-star generals in the military that still to this day has very few blacks in it. And all of that started here at Morgan State University. And so, General Ellis, thank you very much for sharing those remarks and for showing us what it truly means here at Morgan to grow the future and lead the world. And so in keeping with a long-standing tradition at our university, and of course continuing a new tradition at the graduation ceremony for the School of Graduate Studies that we actually commenced 4 years ago, I'm pleased now to present to you 2 students from the graduating class who will salute their fellow graduates and issue you a challenge. First, from the master students, we have Mr. Victor Opadaji, who is a candidate for the Master of Science degree in bioinformatics. And after Mr. Opadaji is Ms. Tanya Pearl, soon to be Dr. Tanya Pearl, who is a candidate for the Doctor of Education degree in Community College Leadership. Let's turn now to these members of the graduating class for remarks and a challenge.
President Wilson, Board of Regents, Dean, School of Graduate Studies, faculty and staff, and of course, friends and family, class of 2020 and 2021. Good afternoon. My name is Victor Opadaji, and I am incredibly honored and humbled to give this speech. I want to give thanks to God Almighty for bringing us thus far from the beginning of this voyage to the end. I cannot undervalue the joy I feel right now as a master's degree holder, and I could remember how nervous I was when I first started this 2-year journey, and I know that most of us in this gathering felt that way as well. As a student who came from a system that is totally different from that of my home country, Nigeria, I was overly concerned. I was concerned about how I would fit in. I was concerned about how I would be able to communicate effectively with my lecturers and colleagues without stepping on anyone's toes and performing necessary tasks assigned to me. Also, recognizing that the field of study that I underwent was totally different from that of my undergraduate years, I was truly terrified. But despite all this, I have had something that has always backed me up, which is faith. I had an unwavering faith that the God who started his great work in us would keep at it and bring it to a flourishing finish and an exciting beginning, and that he has done. I thank God for my family, most especially for my father, Reverend Kayode Opadaji, and my mother, Miss Florence Opadaji, who is also sitting here as a graduate of Morgan State herself. Towards the end of my journey, when all seemed so confusing, my parents were there for me. They have supported me emotionally and spiritually. They believed in God, and they had confidence in me that I would not only scale through this, but I would also deliver the best out of this. I cannot overemphasize enough how much I appreciate my siblings, God's favor, God's glory, and God's faithfulness for your assistance as well. Now, to my fellow graduates, you should all be proud of yourselves for being part of a very great history of this school. Matter of fact, you guys deserve a round of applause. Come on, give it up. I believe I speak on behalf of you all, doctoral degree holders and master's degree holders, when I say getting to the finish line was a great achievement, most especially during these trying times of racial injustice and the COVID-19 pandemic, which really shook this nation and this world to the core. What I have learned, and what I believe we have also learned towards the end of this journey, was determination. If one has a high level of purpose towards achieving a goal, even during hard times, one will be pleased with the level of success one would get, no matter what obstacles he might face or mistakes he makes. And that is what we've been able to achieve today. We did not let the impediments of the pandemic bother us. We did not allow the burden of the disturbing news weigh us down. We were incredibly focused, promising ourselves that we would pass through this way but once. And here we are today, fulfilling that promise. I have a lot to talk about today, but I'm going to narrow it down to these major charges. I know that some of us might have heard this before, but consider this as a reminder. Your journey does not end here. Matter of fact, your journey begins from here. So therefore, as you continue in this race, I implore you to take hold of every opportunity that comes your way. Do not let any form of negativity tie you down. I also implore you to be disciplined and determined in setting and achieving your goals. Quoting one of my mentors, David Oyedepo, I say to you today, it takes high-level discipline, and might I add, high-level determination to make high-level achievements. Lastly, everywhere you go, ensure you spread love to one another, to everyone around you. Encourage one another. Do not hold any form of grievance against one another. Always be intentional in whatever you do. Seize the initiative to create what you want, and getting to do this will boost your ego and your confidence will soar. To the president of this great institution, Dr. David Wilson, I want to say thank you for your leadership and for having wonderful sessions with us as graduate students, and also, most importantly, for your unwavering efforts towards establishing an extraordinarily strong international presence here at Morgan State University. Your impact towards making international students an exceptional addition to the MSU family cannot be overemphasized, and it is greatly appreciated. To faculty and staff, thank you for all the knowledge that you've imparted into us. Thank you for all the hard work you've made us go through. To my classmates turned friends, Shiva, Mehravan, and Subhadra Paudel, I cannot thank you guys enough for your support. I can recall the assurance we made together that we were in this together and we will go through this together. Thank you to Bisi Layode for being a major contribution to my work here at Morgan. To Dr. Dezangi, one of the best lecturers I've ever known, thank you for spending time with me, encouraging me and helping me out from the beginning all the way through to the end. And to my thesis advisor, Dr. Rahman, thank you for all the opportunities you made open to me and for your lenience and patience for me to make sure I deliver my best in my thesis. Once again, I thank you all, and I hope to see you at the very top. Always remember, faith, family, discipline, determination, and most of all, love. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
Once upon a time, there was a wise man who would go to the ocean to do his writing. One day, he was walking along the shore, and he looked down the beach and saw a human figure moving like a dancer. He smiled at the thought of someone dancing and rejoicing for the day. So he decided to walk a little faster to catch up. As he got closer, he noticed that this figure was of a young man, and the young man was not dancing at all. This young man was reaching down to the shore and picking up small objects and throwing them into the ocean. The wise man moved closer and called out, "Good morning. May I ask what it is that you're doing?" The young man paused, looked up, and replied, "Throwing starfish back into the ocean." "I must ask then, why are you throwing starfish into the ocean?" asked the somewhat startled wise man. To this, the young man replied, "The sun is up and the tide is going out. If I don't throw them back in, they'll die." Upon hearing this, the wise man then commented, "But young man, do you not realize that there are miles and miles of beach and there are hundreds of starfish on every mile? There are hundreds of starfish out here. You can't possibly make a difference." At this, the young man bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it into the ocean. As it met the water, he said, "It made a difference to that one." Greetings, President David Wilson, Morgan State University Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff. I really want to thank you for your leadership and guidance and commitment to preparing future leaders, change agents, researchers, and humanitarians. I'd like to thank and acknowledge my mother, Reverend Reba Fitchett, and my son, Jeremiah, who's also a Morgan Bear. You hung in there with me, and we made it. Thank you to my committee members. I'd like to thank my extended family and my family members and my sorors who stuck right there and supported me. It's an honor to be here as a member of this year's graduating class of 2021. Fellow graduates, we did it. We did it. This is a momentous occasion. Today is truly a special day. No matter what obstacles we may have faced, we made it through. I'm sure there are a few people who know and understand what I mean when I say, and truly can relate, that we made it through. Now let's take a moment to reflect. We made it through rigorous coursework, caring for families, group projects, working full-time jobs, some full-time and part-time, and still pursuing your graduate degree, comprehensive examinations, the written and the oral. Oh, let's not forget about being challenged. Doctoral students was answering that "so what" question. Yes. Missing special family gatherings. Unfortunately, some of us lost loved ones. I myself lost my grandmother, my favorite Aunt Margaret, and my best friend, my furry companion. But fellow graduates, we made it through a year of confinement, quarantine, and fear of unknown and wearing masks. No matter how difficult things appeared to be, we did not give in and we did not give up. Today we stand, although 6 feet apart, we're still standing. This afternoon, as we take time to celebrate our collective successes, we must remember that we did not get to this point of our journey alone. At some point during our academic journey, we were the starfish. Yet instead of a young boy on the beach, we had a village of supporters, mentors, and coaches to help us along the research process. So we must remember that we did not get to this point in our scholarship journey alone. The African proverb, "If we stand tall, it is because we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us," is one of my personal favorites. In 1867, 5 men had a vision that has become Morgan State University. Those visionaries were Reverend Benjamin Brown, Reverend Samuel Green Smith, Reverend Elijah Grissom, Reverend James Harper, and Reverend James Peck. Then in 1890, this great institution was named Morgan College in honor of the Reverend Littleton Morgan, the first chairman of the Board of Trustees. Today, class 2020 and 2021, we stand on the shoulders of the Reverends Morgan, Brown, Green, Grissom, Harper, and Peck. It was approximately 3 decades ago when I first stepped foot on Morgan State University campus. I was greeted by the admissions director, the late Chelsea Harold Miller, whom I affectionately call Aunt Chelsea. Aunt Chelsea took me under her wing and made a significant difference in my life. On the shoulders of giants, I am Morgan made. I'm an educator and fortunate to have a career that I love. As a higher education professional, I teach and mentor the next generation of nonprofit leaders. I found my passion for community service, education, and nonprofit leadership here at Morgan State University. Fellow graduates, I encourage you to reflect on whose shoulders you stand. While standing on the shoulders of those who have tossed us back into the sea, we have become doctors, humanitarians, researchers, educators, leaders, advocates, and change agents. Today, as we begin a new chapter in our life's journey, let's remember whose shoulder we stand on and those who took the time to care and save the starfish on the beach. Today, as we begin a new chapter in our life's journey, we must remember also that we have work to do. Fellow graduates, I encourage you to give of your time, talent, and treasure to help make a difference in the life of someone else. Class of 2020-2021, it is now our time to reach for the stars in a new way. It is our time to pay it forward, lend a helping hand, nurture and lift someone up so they can now stand on our shoulders. Toss a starfish back into the ocean. Class of 2020-2021, I would like to conclude by one of my favorite poems, The Final Analysis by Dr. Kent Keith. People are often unreasonable, illogical, self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you're kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you're successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you're honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyway. What you spend years building, some may destroy. Class, build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will forget tomorrow. Colleagues, do good anyway. You see, you may give the world the best you can, the best you have, and that may not be enough. Give the world the best you got anyway. Class of 2020-2021, you see, in the final analysis, it is all between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Congratulations, class. We did it. And always remember, the best is yet to come.
And that was before Dr. Pearl. I tell you, after listening to General Ellis, after listening to Mr. Opadiji, and after listening to Ms. Pearl, what amazing challenges all three of them have put before us. And I would like for you to join me in giving all of them once again a round of applause. And so now we've come to the part of our commencement that you've all been waiting for. And so Morgan State University is pleased to award degrees to over 500 students in the School of Graduate Studies today. The degrees for the School of Graduate Studies in course will now be conferred. And I call on Dr. Licia Crumpton-Young, our Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, to present the candidates to us.
Mr. President, the candidates for doctoral and master's degrees will be presented as they appear in the order of exercises. All candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree, please rise. All candidates for the Doctor of Education degree, please rise. All candidates for the Doctor of Engineering degree, please rise. All candidates for the Doctor of Public Health degree, please rise. Mr. President, I am honored to present the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Doctor of Philosophy, the Doctor of Education, the Doctor of Engineering, or the Doctor of Public Health degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Morgan State University Board of Regents, I do hereby confer upon you en masse the degrees Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Engineering, and Doctor of Public Health with all the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations to all of our doctoral degree recipients. Congratulations to you. The marshals will now direct the doctoral graduates to the stage to be hooded and to receive their diploma tubes. I do understand that some of you may be accompanied by your major professor. Those of you who are not, you will be hooded by myself and the Vice Chair of the Board of Regents, General Larry Ellis.
Nicole S. Arnold. Tashu M. Makua. Kyle Drake. Charlotte C. Teague. Juanita Denise Jones Gilliam. Nia N. Johnson. Deja J. Rhodes. Papa M. Sek. Mesfin Mosia Atifa. Mona Bakatare. Dana Kenyatta Hammond. Shahinaz Akaldi. Tobias R. Morgan. Trevor Rowe McKee. Mark Stewart Brown. Estina Goodridge. Johari A. Barnes. Latonya V. Moss. Sylvia E. Roan Rochester. Nicole M. Lee. Olashola Victoria Emiola Olawati. Edward O. Ayuk. Jaquin T. Caston. Jacqueline M. Prese. Angel J. Clay. Teresa A. Monroe. Amireza Nikar. Samira Ahangari. Elizabeth Thara Perryman. Taylor A. Guyton. Tenyo Pearl. Audra H. Butler. Felita C. Carr. Kalila V. Burton. Shantisha Antoinette Pilgrim. Joy Upong. Nashay N. Bennett. Monica Charmaine Sample. Gary W. Clark. Khadijah Zakia Ali Coleman. Birana Morel. Chungon Intafor. Muratawa A. Adegoke. James Ofa Eke. Johnny Ethel Conte. Nada Bayar Shirabi. Wandimu K. Zegeye. Bertrand C. Tuchume. Daryl Richards. Demetrius M. Smith Maturgi. Emmanuel Jaff. Loranda Latrice Payne. Arif Bilal Al-Mohammed. Irene B. Molina. Jamal Z. Bankhead. Erica N. Turner. Georgia L. Sawyer. Hussein Al-Makarami. Benet Arden Bridwell, Richard J. Curley, Dwayne Wallace, Brandon G. Wilson, Operiche A. Ibekwe, Hafer Tufor, Ijeoma M. Walter, Peter O. Tewu, Kaliche P. Uradu, Tony A. Odita, Rogelio C. Agbanlog, Saeed Al-Zahari, Giovanni Spinner, Francesca G. Weeks. And last and certainly not least, Anthony Dua Agyemang.
All the new doctors in the house. Let's congratulate all of our new doctors. This is the 5th straight year where Morgan has graduated more than 70 doctoral candidates. Places us in one of the leadership roles amongst all HBCUs in the country with regard to the production of doctoral degree recipients. So let's give our doctoral degree graduates another round of applause.
All candidates for the Master of Architecture degree, please rise. All candidates for the Master of Arts degree, please rise. All candidates for the Master of Business Administration degree, please rise. All candidates for the Master of City and Regional Planning degree, please rise. All candidates for the Master of Education degree, please rise. All candidates for the Master of Engineering degree, please rise. All candidates for the Master of Landscape Architecture degree, please rise. All candidates for the Master of Public Health degree, please rise. All candidates for the Master of Science degree, please rise. All candidates for the Master of Social Work degree, please rise. All candidates for the Post-Baccalaureate certificate, please rise. Mr. President, I am honored to present the candidates who have qualified in all respects for the Master of Architecture, Master of Arts, Master of Business Administration, Master of City and Regional Planning, Master of Engineering, Master of Landscape Architecture, Master of Public Health, Master of Science, Master of Social Work degree, or the Post-Baccalaureate certificate degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Morgan State University Board of Regents, I now confer upon you en masse the master's degree or post-baccalaureate certificate according to the department and school in which you have qualified, with all the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations to all of our master's degree and post-baccalaureate certificate degree holders. The marshals will now direct the graduates to proceed to the stage, and as your names are called, of course we will do no handshaking when you come across the stage, but I will give you a salute, and once again, congratulations to you.
Jessica M. Batista de Freitas, Naomi W. Hemme, Kyle Jackson, Samuel E. Penn II, Adia A. Key, Camille M. Cipollone, Marcus C. Nix, Desmond Baker, Sharon R. Taylor, Vivian Bethea, Evers McCoy Pullen, Alicia Y. Miller, Lubna J. Kadim, Tony K. Smith, David S. Evans, Florence O. Apadije, Ashley N. Abreu, Tele Simpson, Christine A. Harris, Jennifer De Silvia Hasiman, Ademola A. Adesanya. Tyler Johnson. Matthew S. Hawkins. Rubaya B. Cabria. Max H. Feinblum. Alexander H. Wong. Jordan D. Horn. Okay. Christopher W. G. Glenn I. Koberger. Marlene D. Peary. Victoria E. Ham. Gwendolyn A. Branch. Robert Michael Horn. Jarrell K. Roan. Jorge Godoy Gomis. Miriam M. Williams. Tasia C. Williams. Rashawn D. Dickens. Michael Liggins. Regine N. Hill. Natasha Henry. Imani R. Smith. Anitra R. McKinney. Ichekukwe Michael Nawamdi. Amal H. Al-Kadil. Violet Kulo. Rashida Sharma. Karine Andrea S. Ayive Vandalore. Charles A. Tucker. Jasmine Monet Gabrielle. Aisha S. Flowers. Camden K. Musgrave. Joshua E. N. Bester. Okay. Neil G. Gunweke. Kalia Young. James Mensa. Sierra J. Williams. Yannick J. Linton. Jada J. Ledbetter. Marcina Robinson. Jalen Lane. Stacy Dickens. Regina E. Freeman Young. Endurance Poku Maoba. Mary Louise Lewis. Allah Abdumahid Hijaj. Bayan Halawani. Avanette Blanding. Cameron Smith. Amir Rashid Whitaker. Nikita C. Sutton. Richard Smith. Trevor A. Alexander. Donnell Everett Taylor. Dante M. Dixon. Samia N.K. Warner. James B. Hill. Yasmin T. Clark. Jocelyn Lay. Tari M. Black. Benjamin J. Davis. Futima M. Imani Smith. Sarah Rasmampur. Maria E. Martin. Byron Kabina Abedu. Olubenga A. Adeyemo. Tuchuku Ugamadi. Mikael Akeem Tucker. Joshua John Ross. Olubimpe O. Akinlure. Delona Gaines. Ebony Quiones. Michael D. Bryant, Jr. Esosa Osunde. Miriam O. Hagan. Muluken Terefe Mekuria. Tayobishitaya A. Tesegaye. Kimenera T. Peterson. Kimera T. Peterson. Oyodeji B. Wimida. Mofulawaso A. Ogunleye. Adeureme F. Oke. Joseph Abujana. Kerna A. Tuchong. Aaron J. Edmond. Elijah K. Lewis. Cynthia Inyakaru. LaFawn A. Davis, Jr. Eric Lamont Colston. Oluwashade A. Ajidebade. Mohammed B. Ba. Kahinde O. Ajayi. Jasmine A. Carmichael. Brenda Chinwindu Nadi. Breon R. Blunt. Key T. White. Rhea Denise Page. Aaron D. Sessions. Berneva A. McLaren. Malika D. Joner Bell. Granville Garnett. Brittany T. Leach. Jacqueline E. Floyd. Latia S. Floyd. Shane Renee Couch Murray. Amber L. Moreland. Brittany Harris. Tania Carter. Nafisa Richardson. Darwin Milborn. Omar Noor. Clinton Simpkins Jr. Karan D. Carter. Maria Marquez. Abdul Hamid Cowan. Victor T. Apataji. Olubukola T. Ositawu. Zadra L. Taylor. Trina A. Ward. Relicia F. Martin. Crystal S. Ward. Ingra Williams. Montressa Trips. Tracy Fletcher. Marlene G. Williams. Latanya D. Noble. Edwina V. Garnett. Tara R. Haynes. Mukherjee J. Kanda. Benji Alatise. Monique C. King. Kavana D. Quarles. Shatia P. White. Chanel N. Jones. Ashley Aku. Talithia Carver. Ayana M. Smith. Jacob Levy. MD Muhib Kabir. Ahmed M. Al-Musa. Deborah Lee Hargrave. Aaliyah Moore. Christopher S. Coleman, Jr. Aaliyah L. Moye. Hanif T. Hardy. Melanie L. Hardy. Felicia D. Hanna. Dion M. Galat Sr. Winterford A. Mensa. Dominique Juan Lee Jenkins. Nava N. Williams. Sade K. Fitzgerald. Chantel M. Crawford. Amber M. March. Aisha A. Small. Deja Jeter Jackson. Jeremiah Odukoya. Cecily S. Lancaster. Jasmine Kim Bolden. Rita A. Besong. Gianni Capel. Akiris McCants. Brandy N. Buckley. Dwayne Michael Speaks. Teresa M. Hewlin. Edwina M. Gray. Amanda Beatty. Shauna M. Anderson. Janelle Brown. Desiree A. Fisher. Shivani S. Bird. Montiana Conley. Unique Eaton. Nadia L. Ford Barnett. Renee J. Scott. Kenya J. Hall. Kira C. Mosley. Ledette T. Pearman. Taylor D. Reed. Alexandra O. Brown. Nalia D. Davis. Baya Clinton. Kevin Betters Jr. Tatiana Toppin. Raven Smith. Jasmine J. Mosley. Alexis J. Hill. Tamara T. Pierre. Christine J. Douglas. Victoria Bizel. Janelle O. Williams. Latanya L. Epps. Demara N. Nesmith. Odija Berry. Claudia D. Winder. Samantha Gordon. Alexandria Stewart. Stephanie Shelton. Salome N. Kyoko. Ashley A. Williams. Nikita Gilliam. Ronald E. Satterfield Jr. Edwina Mason. Tajiri L. Gordine. Ariel C. Harris. Tiffany N. Oglesby. Tori Mendez. Michael Towns. Tierra Taylor. Kiona Stewart. Brianna Green. Sade Johnson. Maya Parker. Deidre McClellan. Deja J. Mack. Tara Webb. Lionel Nange Fube. And Annabelle Flanagan. Congratulations to you all.
Good job, team. Teamwork makes the dream work. What's that? Your voice cracking. Make me some hot tea.
Oh boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a collective round of applause to the newest graduates from the School of Graduate Studies at Morgan State University, all of our master's degree recipients. Let's give it up for our master's degree recipients. And so now I'm going to ask Ms. Phyllis C. Davis, president of the Morgan State University Alumni Association, to come forward and officially induct the new graduates into the Morgan State University Alumni Association. Ms. Davis.
Good afternoon. Please stand.
I'm going to ask the students who have not made it back to their seats yet to just stand where you are.
Okay, please repeat after me and say your name. I hereby solemnly pledge unbroken allegiance to alma mater in appreciation for opportunities for development afforded me as a student at Morgan State University. I pledge active membership in the National Alumni Association. Wherever I may be, through association with fellow alumni, I shall ever do my best to uphold the ideals and traditions of our alma mater. I pledge as a citizen to exemplify the high ideals and implied rendering positive service to community, state, and nation. And so to live as ever to bring honor and respect to our alma mater. On behalf of the thousands of Morgan alumni around the world, I welcome the spring and fall 2020 and spring 2021 graduating classes to the Morgan State University Alumni Association. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you are now members of the Morgan State University Alumni Association, and I ask those of you who are at your seat to please be seated. We are about to end the official commencement ceremonies. And so I do want to thank everyone for being with us today to join in Morgan's 4th graduation ceremony for the School of Graduate Studies and our 144th spring commencement exercises. We know that everyone here in Hughes Stadium and everyone who is watching this live stream around the world share our pride in the ladies and gentlemen assembled here who have reached this milestone in your lives, and we know all of you join us in wishing all of them much success in their careers and in their advanced studies. And so just a few final remarks and final words to you from me. Just some words to the new doctoral and master's degree holders in the classes of spring 2020, fall 2020, and spring 2021. We know within the Morgan family that these last years, the year 2020 in particular, have tested your ability and your resolve to succeed in your second or your third step in higher education. We here at the National Treasure have challenged you in every respect, and we have dared you to dream dreams bigger than the dreams you had when you entered this institution. We have summoned you every step along the way to reach for the stars. And then we have cautioned you that if you reached that star, then perhaps your aspiration was not great enough. We have urged you here at Morgan to be committed, as Regent Ellis reminded us, to growing the future and leading the world. We like to say to our students here at Morgan, you are not confused, because this is not a confused institution. And when you walk across this stage as you have walked across this stage today, we are saying to you that we know you are imbued with the skills to go out there and to look at that world. And if it is not the kind of world that you want to embrace, if it's not the kind of world that you want to make sure that you are living the rest of your life in, then you have the skills from Morgan to make it that place. And you have responded to our charge, and you have received your calling to step onto the world stage and to dance with the best of them on that stage, and to do so with Morgan pride and with remarkable vigor and enthusiasm. Oh yes, we are so proud of each and every one of you, and we are looking so forward to getting those emails, to reading in the New York Times and the Financial Times and the Washington Post and on all of the networks of all of the successes that we know are just awaiting you. And so as you leave us, don't forget to come back. Morgan is your home. Morgan will always be your home. Morgan is the place where when you encounter something out there in the world and they are trying to convince you that you're not anchored, come back home for a day, for an hour, for 2 days. Come back home. Morgan is your home. And please do not forget ever, as you climb higher and higher on those ladders of success that we know you will climb, never, ever, ever forget to reach back and to assist those students who will follow in your footsteps. Those students will be inspired by your examples of success. They will be inspired by your unparalleled records of achievement. And of all the things I have to say to you, do not forget to give back, whether it is $1 or $5, whether it is $10,000 or $10 million. Give what you can. It is the support of now alumni like you that will enable our national treasure to be here in 3095, doing the same thing as we're doing in 2021, growing the future and leading the world. And so, Morganites, good luck as you leave us. Alma mater, after which hopefully we have teed up the benediction by Reverend Dr. Bernard Keels. And then after we hear from Reverend Keels, we simply ask the audience to remain standing in place for the alma mater and the benediction, and that you remain in place until the academic recessional has exited the stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
So tried and so true, our hearts at thy name fill with pride. We owe thee allegiance, we pledge thee our faith which shall never abide. We pledge thee our love, we pledge thee our faith, whatever the future may bring. And thus our devotion, fidelity to, with homage we pay as we sing. Fair Morgan, as onward the years quickly fly, and thou livest in memory sweet. We bring thee our laurels, whatever they be, and lay them with joy at thy feet. We pledge thee our love, we pledge thee our faith, whatever the future may bring. And thus our devotion, fidelity
Go now and give your hands to do the work of the one who created you for such a time as this. Give your feet to walk on the pathway of excellence. Give your eyes to see the truth that is before you. Give your tongue to speak the words of kindness and humility. Give your minds and you will change the world. Give your spirit and you will discover your purpose and essence. Give your heart and you will love unconditionally. Give all that you are and all that you have and receive all that you need. Let God's purpose grow in you, live in you, work through you, and shall surely receive a peace, P-I-E-C-E, of the peace, P-E-A-C-E, of the Prince of Peace. Amen.
Come on, if you know he may not come when you want him, but he'll always be right on time. Come on, help me sing it, choir.
Any day.